The work don't stop. Can't stop your boy. Here we go again. What's good? What's good? What's good? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Back to You Don't Deserve Me Radio. That's our regularly scheduled programming. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. I am positive without a shadow of a doubt. I understand some people may have their own opinions about the outcome of the election and whatnot, but I'm going to say that I'm confident that everyone that's out here trying to be productive, that's trying to get to it, that's living righteous. I think this next 4 years, we listen, we're gonna make more money than we ever made before. I know myself in particular, I'm finna make more money. Listen, I'm about to be young more money taxes in this mother. You understand? And if you don't understand, it's only one thing that you have to understand. And do you know what that is? And that's Six Paths Commandments. Six Paths Dice here. Mr. Lane, if you need me. Hold on, back. I'll bring it back. Yeah. It is I. It's I.
I want your body. If you love me, let me get your body.
Okay. I want my baby back, man. Six Paths Dice here. Mr. Lane, if you need me, man. Listen, welcome to the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. I really was tired and I wanted to take it down because I had some personal pizza at a restaurant called Mozzarella and half of a chicken parm sandwich and some and a homemade mozzarella stick. This is pretty exquisite. And some liquor. And it caused me to be in very much of a napping mood. I'm still in a napping mood, but the work can't stop. Even though the family is sleeping or trying to sleep, the work can't stop. So so y'all know, we moved into the new place just about. You know what I mean? I just gotta get it was like this whole debacle going on where like my apartment number. Basically, there's two different accounts that have my apartment number, and basically they turned on the wrong one. So now I had to go down to the actual PSNG office to turn it on in my name, but I didn't bring the entire lease. The guy on the phone didn't tell me to bring the entire lease, and I wish I'd have called them sooner. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, here we are. So I know you guys didn't come here to hear about that, man, but I wanted to speak on a few sisters who were speaking on the outcome of the election. I think they had some really quite beautiful things to say, because I mean, where I'm at right now as a black man is that I want to see us win. And in order for us to win, we have to start understanding what winning is and what's good and what's not good. Like I had a conversation earlier with my brother about the deportation, and he was talking about how much it's going to cost. But it's like, yo, fam, listen. At the end of the day, we wouldn't be able to go to another country and live there illegally, and nothing's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I understand the points he was making. I didn't necessarily feel like he was wrong, which is more so about like, listen, no matter what, anything is better than what's going on right now. People cannot afford life. Okay, like and I understand again, a young person, and you're going by what what you see online, your research, and also what you may have your own personal feelings. So, and I understand everyone not loving this guy. And listen, I haven't really always been the biggest fan. I mean, I thought his first presidency was very entertaining, but I knew damn well that during that time, fam, it was not $1,500 for a one bedroom apartment. You understand? I never forget I was a housing case manager, so it was my job to help people get housing and help them stay in their housing and not be transient. So I remember when I went to go get my own place, I was looking on Craigslist and I was looking at these apartments in a building where I got my kids housing at. And I'm like, I know for a fact his rent is like $900. And yo, these apartments said 1,300. At that time, that price was like astronomical. Where we're at now, those same apartments, yo, they people are trying to rent you one bedrooms for $1,500 in the hood. In the hood. This shit can't go on. This shit can't go on. But anyway, but we're just seeing across the board, people are not to the point where the economy is getting to a point where like, yo, every household minimum has to have two incomes in order for y'all to be able to survive halfway. Now, me, luckily, I'm someone that I'll be okay. I make enough to live on my own, and I'll be okay. Now, I'll be okay. But like most of America, it cannot do that, especially if you live in the city. You understand? So anyway, I was watching Angry Man, and actually I think Crimson Cure may also a lot of us are coming to the same conclusion when it comes to these numbers, right? Hold on one second. Let me pull up the numbers real quick. All right. Well, I did not ask for a new intro, but okay, cool. I'm doing another intro. All right. You know what? It's fine. I'm back once again. Guess what? I can't find that clip. So anyway, the point I was getting to was Crimson Cure and Angry Man made an interesting point about we at times will ask, and we've asked in particular, how many good black women are still out there? And people ask that question because of really, really, and honestly, we have to make room for the possibility that what, it's about voices and who has the loudest voice. And it's not so much that there's no good black women out there. It's just that a lot of the women with the louder voices are the ones who are kind of, for the most part, making it seem as though relationships are just not possible. Right? Everyone has these unrealistic expectations, and so on and so forth, right? But with this election, they had a breakdown of what percentage of each group voted for Kamala and voted for President Trump, and so 20% of black men who voted for President Trump, and then about 9% voted for of black women voted for President Trump. So it's interesting that you see these narratives online about basically black women trying to blame this Trump's victory. First of all, how do you blame someone's victory on anyway? But basically saying that black men were responsible, right? And but I was watching the AC Accountable Commentary. He made an interesting point too. He said, "Yo, the number you see at that 20% isn't the number you should be looking at. The number you should be looking at is the 14. I think they said 14 million black men did not vote this time. That's also who you should be looking at, is the people who said, nah, I'm just not. I'm not voting for either one, right? And I think the whole thing is really interesting because we had to keep exploring this, the possibility that y'all don't know what winning is. You really don't know what's good for you. Like you're not able to pick up on that. And it's hard to pick up on what's good for you if you're not a productive person, if you're not a person who's planning for the future, if you're not a person who basically who cares about family. One of the main reasons why I made so many different choices over the last couple of years was to make sure that I always have what I need for myself and for my family. If I'm and I'll have to always be prioritizing survival. If I'm realizing like, yo, we get to a point where we can't afford to just do basic shit, and you if you can't afford to live in the hood with a good job, so, you know what I'm saying? Like something going on. But anyway, so I wanted just wanted to come in here. I'm not sure where I'm gonna end the video at and everything, but I wanted to come in here and just share what I thought was a very kind video from a young lady, and also a post from Six to God. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start because I have to read the post from Six real quick. You know what I mean? So I might not read the entire thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and just share this real quick. This is on her community tab. She says people do not like Trump because he represents a family of 6 feet 8 strong alpha males who are generationally invested in America and extremely successful, heterosexual and don't give a F, anti-gay slash trans agenda, patriarchal, Christian, and are about putting America first. America did the right thing choosing family and patriarchy over liberal, chaotic, all over the place, anything goes leadership from a stranger woman who is an autistic Indian who has been who has been a single hoe for until 50 years old and never gave birth, and has family on both sides who aren't American, which gives her somewhere else to go. It means that they are not generationally invested in the country that they're actually be in charge of. It's so strange that the propaganda has people fearing the man who was already president. There was no handmade tale vibes. Nobody died. Like I promise y'all will be all right. I see nothing scares y'all more than possibly not being able to delete your babies, which is sad. Even though he never outlawed baby deletions, true Americans would obviously vote for Donnie. I don't know why non-Americans think their families won't be able to come here. They will. They will just have to do it legally now. Let me just stop right there. You know what? And I want to keep touching on this about how like the way that I see him, even though it didn't happen and whatnot, but I didn't. I, when he talked about building that wall and keeping the legal immigrants out and stuff like that, I was a much younger man at that point. That was 8 years ago. So I was 29 years old. And at that time, again, I'm just kind of finding my way in the world. So I didn't have the maturity or even the I didn't have the maturity or the worldliness to really ever think about what it means for people to be in a country in mass that shouldn't be here, and especially when you guys learn like yo, like these people are also depending on what country they come from, they're entitled to get a public assistance here. Again, which again, those are all tax dollars, and actually that I mean, I'm not listen, I haven't researched every program, but I'm hearing that they're trying to put together programs to help them build to buy houses, and so it's not something where if it keeps going on, it's not really a big deal. You're even seeing the landscape is starting to change. Like where I'm at, you starting to see more and more dudes on bikes doing Uber Eats, like dudes on straight up bikes, and for the most part, dudes who are riding a bike to do Uber Eats most of the time they do not speak English. Most of the time they are not. I'm not saying they're all illegal. I'm just saying like you just didn't see this many guys doing this, right? Or you probably if you live in a city, you probably see a lot more Amazon Flex drivers, like people who are in a regular car with Amazon packages in their car, and they wear the vest and they go ahead and drop the packages off, right? When I was doing it for a quick second, like I didn't mind doing it, but pardon me, but all the stations that I could go to, they were all like pretty far away, like a good like 10 miles away. And my car is terrible on gas. So you gotta go to the warehouse and then you gotta drive out to the area where they doing the delivery. So you might mess around and be 20 miles from your house because you had to go to the station and then go to the locate or the area where you'll deliver at. But anyway, let me tell you. I've seen so many like TikTok leggings at that warehouse, yo. Matter of fact, when you would come in one of these warehouses, yo, listen, they straight playing Spanish music. All right. They playing the Spanish joints. The one that got that same beat. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. They never had my back, man. But anywho, a lot of these issues just wasn't really. I wasn't as concerned with them. Also the cost of living. I can't keep touching on that enough, you know. But anywho, I never really thought about how wrong it is for people to be in the country and in the country illegally, because that's breaking the law. We have laws specifically for that, and if they're doing that, it's wrong, right? Not only that, and I bring up again the landscape changing because like also like yo, these are also people that you can get into an altercation with. If this person is undocumented, you can have an altercation. This person could do something to you, and you have no way of finding the person because they're not in the system. You know what I'm saying? And also, again, like we need to know, like that's why we have a whole vetting system. We need to know who's in the freaking country. You understand? Like because we got to realize again, like these people are coming from areas and coming from countries where like things are different. If they're coming from a third world country and whatnot, like things they playing by completely different rules over there. It's a whole different culture, and I think that we take that for granted. You know what I mean? And just think it's sweet. But anywho, let me get back to this post from Beloved real quick. Not liking someone being mean, or someone not having the educational level you feel they should, it's not enough to choose them as a leader. The devil will always tell you what you want to hear. We are safer under strong male leadership. Kamala showed right away that a bullet was dodged when she lost. Got an attitude and would not come out to speak. A man would have sucked it up and did what he had to do. And that's why women do not need to be in leadership positions to that degree. Imagine the president having a hot flash while meeting with world leaders. Menopausal hormones in the Oval Office is crazy. Speaking of hot flashes, hold on, y'all. I got a hot flash for your ass right here. Check this out. Where's that? I don't know what's going on here or what her origin is, but
you should wipe off your head. When the flash starts flashing and the flash is flashing. Flash, 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 flash. You should.
I don't know who this is, but listen, she got a good attitude. She got a good attitude. She real positive about that because I ain't gonna lie, because that was a low key roast. That was a low key, bro. That was a. She was trying to cook you a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, but real talk, and again, like the fact that any of that is controversial tells us how far we've fallen and how out of order we are. Like the other day, I said to Sash, we all have a role to play. We all have a part to play, and your part doesn't like no one's part necessarily. Someone's part doesn't make them a better human than you. But everyone has their part, and their part is crucial. And if you're playing the wrong part, things will go awry. Like I was saying, like, yo, if tomorrow I decided I don't want to drive no more, and from now on you going to drive, I see, yo, what's the first thing that's going to happen? You say, yo, I'm gonna crash your car, right? And that's okay. It doesn't mean that he can't learn how to drive. It doesn't mean that he'll never drive. But unless I make it a point to make sure he learns or try to confirm if he can, that would be a terrible decision. But what if he wanted to? But him wanting to and me wanting him, like, would that make sense? And again, it's not so much that women cannot contribute, that their opinions don't matter. No, of course your opinions matter. Of course we want you to contribute. But when it comes to something like this, The president, again, all great men are hated by almost everyone. No one feels bad about being ungrateful towards the king, being ungrateful towards the man who provides. The man who provides, he gets the most shit. Consistently throughout time and space, i.e., your favorite athlete. No matter how good an athlete is, no matter what their accolades are, you'll always have a large group of people who do not mind shitting on their legacy and giving the credit that they deserve to someone else. All right, real talk. Like,
thank goodness you've had your surgery. It's over.
it's over. I need some new sounds, man. Like real talk.
Get up and get out of them relationships.
Listen, get up. But anywho, but just real talk. Another thing too about leadership, I'm gonna keep saying this: everyone needs leadership. Everyone needs someone to help them. Everyone needs someone. Listen, I sometimes I need leadership. Sometimes I need encouragement. Like I just had my men's leader, my SGI men's leader come visit me. And we had a home visit, and I never disliked it, but anyway, but in our Buddhist practice in the SGI, we believe that the district is the core. So we separate the organization based off of geographical parameters. So a town would be a district. Could be a town or a city. Sometimes it's a district. If it's a big city, there might be several districts inside of it. The districts make up a chapter. The chapter makes up a region. The region makes up a zone. So anywho, so the zone leader came to visit me, and one of the things that we do in the practices is home visits, meaning that we come and meet you in your community or at your home, and we chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo with you if we're in the home, and kind of talk about your personal life and your practice and what you're trying to accomplish and whatnot. And I never just like doing the home visits. I always liked it because I know it was going to be good for me, and I always look forward to talking to like one of my leaders and getting guidance, and again, I've because again, the more successful you are as well, you look forward to help. You value help a lot more. Like, you don't, when someone's helping you, you don't tune out and say, "Oh yeah, all right, cool, yeah, it's supposed to happen." I've seen it happen so much where people are so dependent on others, like actual adults. You're so dependent on others that you're comfortable letting other adults handle things or hash things out, and you're not necessarily involved. I think everyone's experienced that, right? Where you're around another adult who's just not really invested in the solution of the situation, or kind of seem as though they were waiting for you to fix it. They were waiting for you to kind of do your adult thing. You know what I'm saying? And rid them of that issue. And then if you ever done any kind of outreach work, you kind of see what I'm talking about. The mindset is everything. Okay. Not only that, another thing I want to talk about too is also, again, like, I can't say I'm someone who researches people's policies deeply and stuff like that. I'm just going off of just the public perception and what my overall like first impressions or my general impression is of both people. And I'm just saying, I said to my homeboy the other day, I said, "Listen, fam, if I had to choose, if Trump was here, Trump seemed like he'd be a cool nigga to hang out with. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You know what I mean? But I'm starting to realize more and more that it's very much possible for us to have all been kind of, I don't say brainwashed, but made to feel some kind of way. 'Cause I'm like, damn, honestly, I think for the first time, well, especially from a lot of black men, it's our first time like thinking for ourselves and not thinking about what's going to make black women happy. I remember it was a time where I was in a workshop for when I was doing my first agency and everything. I had to go to a workshop for the online training modules to have access to that and be able to assign those trainings to my new employees. And I remember there was a lady that was doing the training and whatnot, and I think we all went around and we said, where who we were representing and whatnot. And I remember saying like, yeah, I want to create an agency and where I can employ black women. I think I might have said black women in the community, which again, I still not against that. But while I look back on it now, part of why I did it was because I knew it would get me a certain kind of reaction. And a lot of black men will do that, whether they know it or not. I think it's a thing that men do in general, because again, men, especially if you're not getting none, every man has a strategy for how they out here getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like beloved right here. I got it open. Oh, I closed it. I closed it. Where's Duke at, man? Hold on, y'all. Gotta find Duke. Where's Duke?
Because every video of him with everybody's wife, from the police departments to his workers, has just been released. I'm about to tell y'all this. Right now, they calling him the consensual Diddy on Twitter, because every video of him.
Fam, yo, I did not know that was the bottom half. The bottom half of him is cut out. But anyway, unless you're getting into this kind of activity, you understand. You understand. But anywho, but nah, man, I'm sorry. So, again, going back to leadership. When you choose to be in that position, pause, you gotta be able to take the heat. I've had so many experiences in the last year that I've come to understand is the byproduct of, like, yo, when people have strong feelings for you, they see you and have even stronger reactions. And a lot of times when people think you're great, they feel more comfortable attacking you and shitting on you. Because in their mind, they really think that you're unbreakable. So they do things to try to break you. They understand that everyone has a breaking point. Each person is only capable of taking a certain amount of shit from people, and in particular people before that person breaks or they flip out. They know that, right? So naturally, you're on a world stage where you have to communicate with people all around the world, and we're in this world with other people. Crimson Cure made another good point, which was about, like, yo, the Democrats, people are starting to realize that the Democrats are constantly saying, I'm not able to give y'all this because I can't get no cooperation from the Republicans and X, Y, and Z. And at some point, it's like, damn, what's the point of voting for y'all if you guys are not able to appeal to other people outside of your group? You're not able to be persuasive to people outside your group. You're not able to make deals with people who are different than you. Because that's what it's about, right? So let me go ahead and finish reading Beloved's love note here. I thought it was a very well written, very well written. Oh, goodness gracious. No, not this one. And please do not get me started on the ridiculous narrative that he enables racism. Just stop. Racism is the blood of this country, and people like who is currently in office are the real ours. America has chosen to turn its back on a concept of keeping people weak and unorganized. And disorganized. So they will always need you and embrace structure, self-sufficiency, and being responsible for your own well-being. Families will win, and that's what makes people upset. That's what makes people upset in this anything goes current society. You read them comments, man. Congratulations to the Trump family. I'm assuming that says U.S. But anyway, shout out to the sister. Very, very well said and well read. But overall, America has to make the choice to do the mature thing and think about the future. And with that, we have to prioritize family. Because we're getting to a point where now the men and women want to create families together. And I'm reading, I'm in these comment sections, I'm in these YouTube streets, And I think, well, I mean, but we don't need a small percentage of the group to change in order to see a different trend. Shout out to KS. All right, but I don't think that a lot of young women understand, like, yo, you have a clock. Like, this is not a game. All right. Let me play this next clip, man. I might have to just black out of here, man. But this is the clip I wanted to play real quick.
And I just have to say, if you voted for Trump and you're a black man, thank you. And I thank you because I know exactly why you voted for Trump.
Shout out to this beautiful sister right here. Go ahead, girl.
You voted for secure borders so that us women and children can be safe. You voted for a strong economy so that us women and children can be provided for. You voted for our children to not be indoctrinated in this failed public school system. You voted for my right to not have to use the bathroom with a biological man. You also voted for our children not to be drafted into another endless, senseless war that only benefits the military-industrial complex. And also, you voted for the protection of our freedom of speech. The same freedom of speech that these evil, nasty, disgusting women are using to wish death upon you. So as a Black woman, I just want to say thank you for voting for Trump. I truly appreciate you, and I'm going to speak life into you. I pray that God continues to protect you and guide you. I pray that he gives you the success that you deserve. I pray that he gives you the strength to lead your family and your communities. And for anyone who wants to say in the comments that I'm a pick-me, baby, I'm already chosen. So what about you? It's Trump 2024. You already know.
Yo, and that's crazy. Like how much like things have changed. Like I said before, I still remember the day when he after he won the election. It was raining outside. I was working in a really shitty area. It was a crazy time in life. My God, ooh, goodness gracious. Takes my breath away. How far your boy done came as a man. But pause. But I remember the whole vibe and how it was. And it was interesting is that it's a whole different vibe this time around. I mean, at least for myself. Obviously there are people who are online crashing out, saying crazy things like this.
For the next 4 years, in protest and protection of your bodies. As we know, Donald Trump is president, and
so if you've been online, you've seen this this person before. She usually comes online. I don't know. I think she gets an SSI check. You know what I'm saying? She definitely is not well. She comes online pretending to be a woman who dates rich white men. So here you go.
I think all women should stop having sex for the next 4 years. In protest and protection of your bodies. As we know, if that little baby inside you gives you any trouble and you need emergency health care, you're fucked and you're gonna die. I think that is sufficient enough reason to stop having sex. Don't you agree? This vote wasn't a vote for Americans. This vote,
I swear, like, yo, you cannot get men to listen to her male equivalent. Like, whatever her male equivalent is, this nigga could not get online and be influential in any kind of way.
was for men. And unless we want to become the Handmaid's Tale, then us women need to protest because this is some buttery bullshit. I'm sorry to the women and minorities who aren't going to get the help that they need in the next 4 years. I'm sorry for the people who are impoverished, who are just going to keep dying from starvation and lack of healthcare and lack of governmental support.
Fam, goodness gracious, it's so freaking disturbing. And again, I think my generation was a generation that embraced all just abandon all tradition. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I would hear people say from time to time that they don't believe in abortion, and like I wasn't mad at them, but I didn't necessarily, it didn't resonate with me that hey that it's a bad thing necessarily. Now, me myself, I haven't had to like have anyone get a bunch of abortions for me, nothing like that. So it's not really a huge deal for me. But like, you know, in these conversations like this is how women see that whole conversation. They'll look at it as the likelihood of me being in a situation where I have to have an emergency abortion is so low. And most women will never experience that. They'll never experience it. Like they're making that shit sound like someone told you, yo, it's now becoming legal for you to have a stomach virus. You know what I'm saying? Or now, it's now becoming legal for you to catch the flu. If you catch the flu, you're gonna go to the hospital. They're gonna say, yeah, hey, we can't help you. Nah, it's not. These aren't common things. Like the way that Crim Secure always break it down, he said, listen, that's something that a hoe will be worried about. You know what I mean? No, I had a better metaphor. The better metaphor is, I think, to help women understand how y'all sound when y'all talk about this shit, is that imagine how men would look, you know what I'm saying, if they were scared of assaults no longer being a crime. People be forgetting that, yo, that it's illegal to kick somebody's ass. If you kick somebody's ass, you know what I mean, they can press charges on you. It's actually illegal to beat someone up. It's just that most people are just not pussy enough to call the cops because they got beat up. Most people, especially men don't want to call cops and say, hey, how's it going? I want to report an ass whooping. Most people don't want to do that, right? But imagine if there was a politician saying, hey, we're going to remove assault, physical assault, you know what I mean, outside of like deadly weapon or, you know, aggravated assault, you know, as being legal. And imagine like men wanting to protest. Man, listen. So many guys will lose their woman if that was a real concern, because that will only be a concern for you if you are pussy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You get it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like,
You don't even do nothing.
you know what I mean?
Get up and get out of the relationship.
You know what I mean? For real.
But you was watching tables. You was waiting.
You was waiting. Nigga, you was waiting. It's nasty work, man. I gotta chill. I'm gonna show one more clip of these lovely ladies crashing out, and we're gonna break down what I think it means to me and mine. You understand? So,
like, I full on removed myself from Hinge, Bumble, like.
No disrespect to Shorty. As far as her and old girl that I was talking, I'm gonna let you know. I know right now. And it's always crazy how like women on that physical level of attractiveness are always talking like this. You're always coming online and talking like this. And I gotta say, ain't nobody gonna miss y'all. I remember I was talking to an acquaintance of mine, and, you know, and that's not a thing too, man. I'm realizing more and more every time I know what I notice all the time. Whenever I'm in public and a woman's having a conversation with someone, the conversation is almost 100% always about men. It's always about a man. Like you know, oh my goodness gracious. Anywho, somehow we got on a subject of dating and stuff like that, and she said, "Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and be celibate." Let me tell you something. Announcing celibacy, yo, big girls. Listen, overly sexually active big girls always want. If a woman ever told me I want to be celibate, a lot of times, yo, her vagina mismanagement has become that bad that she's had to close up shop and say, "Hold on, we got to do a whole rebrand." Okay, we got to do a whole rebrand, a whole remodeling and whatnot. You know what I mean? You know, and I'll just be back in 2025. And that's what you need to be doing. If you're supposed to be celibate, don't talk to no man. Cause I'm like, don't nobody want to hear that shit. Okay, I would. There's no version of that for men. There's no version of like celibacy for men. You know what I mean? That's like respectable. You know, and the woman's gonna be like, oh my god, he's celibate. Like, no, that's no. If a guy say he's celibate, you're gonna just assume that he can't get enough. But anyway, so she was telling me how she was considering being celibate. I think she just playing, and I looked at it and said, yo, they're not gonna miss you. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Like for real. They're not gonna.
What are we talking about, bro?
Know what I mean?
What are we talking about, bro?
Real talk, like.
Stop the cap.
Word up. Word up. And one more thing.
If I snap my fingers, you forget that you ever gay. I was never gay. Exactly. Wait, no, stop. Yes. No, stop. You can't. I was never.
Yeah, man. Listen, especially women who wear big T-shirts like this, man. You wasn't doing good on Bumble and Hinge to begin with. All right, this is crazy. Like it's crazy.
I did.
And one more thing, not a looker in the bunch. Real talk, these women really be making these videos for attention. This shit really just be for and young and listen, men gotta understand this shit, man. For real talk and fair use too. Like women really enjoy attention. This is really also for attention. All right, this is all for attention. This is wild.
Didn't even think twice about it. There's no way I am letting any man.
Oh, well, you don't worry about that. But 4B movement. All right, so you see 4B movement in the title. Let me go ahead and break that down real quick. So 4B movement is I think it's a radical movement in Asia. I might be in Korea, one of them Asian countries, right? And the 4B movement is a radical feminist movement where the end of when the young ladies they cut their hair, they avoid all relationships, they do not engage in sexual relations, and it's basically like they basically become like Nazi studs, okay? But the main feature is cutting their hair. Now the thing is, what was crazy is now they tried this before. Now I'm gonna tell you something right now. American women are not capable of doing any of this stuff, okay? To the point where y'all are the first generation of women that actually have an arsenal of sex toys. You are so anywho. So this was a topic before, but women never had modern women don't have any intention on actually following the 4B movement. What it is again, women cannot beat you physically, so she will find many means to manipulate you mentally, right? So a lot of times, what people will do to get you to do what they want, always pay attention to what happens before someone gets you to do what they want. All right. Or get you to feel it, because what she has to do is get you to feel like you have to do what she wants you to do. You know what I mean? So this is kind of like a new threat. Like, all right, well, if you don't, because again, American women comment on the 4B movement and talking about doing it is in direct response to where the men are going now. Passport bros, red pill content, alpha male this, alpha male that. Even if the alpha male content is toxic, it's still encouraging young men to do self-improvement and to basically focus more on themselves in order to be more attractive, in order to have a more fulfilling life, right? And the thing is, women have to understand that it's not a healthy thing if you're his only focus. This is a problem for a woman who feels as though a good relationship is one where I'm getting over, is one where I benefit the most, you know what I mean? And I'm in his entire role and his entire focus. No, that's actually your job. Because there's certain things that just put the dynamics just out of whack. You know what I'm saying? And when things got out of whack, it start going,
Brother, what's that? What's that,
brother? You know? I really enjoy having a soundboard if you don't know. Just saying. Sorry, I had to do it, man. It's getting late, man. I just want to make sure I give y'all that work real quick, man. But anywho, yeah. So it's just another tactic of manipulation and getting men to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, again, you know, I remember like years ago, I was talking to a young lady, and I think I was talking about in terms of who should like who more. And she said, "Oh well, I would think that it would be better if the guy likes you more." But the thing is, we can't both be happy. If the woman likes the guy more than he likes her, y'all can still both be happy because for her, she likes this guy, so she feels fulfilled. If she's with a guy that she don't like, but he like her, she doesn't get any fulfillment from that. The guy has to, whereas the guy will be indifferent. The guy doesn't. Him not necessarily being head over heels in love with you doesn't make him hate you. He doesn't look at you like, oh my God, I can't stand you automatically. You know what I mean? Whereas for women can find it. We'll find a reason not like you. All right, it don't matter what y'all got going on. Y'all could be on the way to get married. Y'all could have spent years together. You seen what was Judge Mathis? Like he just got dumped, and now I'm seeing a headline about how he got his wife back, making black men look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Making black folks look crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's not that cap. You know what I mean? Real talk. Mathis, we're going to get into you tomorrow because you niggas ain't real, bro.
You was watching tables. You was waiting.
Should have been waiting. Anyway. Let's get back to these table washers right here. Fair use.
Near me.
Scores of women on TikTok are vowing to go on sex strike list in the wake of Donald Trump's re-election.
For the next 4 years, I am going.
Trumpeting South Korea's Me Too inspired 4B movement, where women vow to refrain from sex, dating, marriage, and having children with men.
To abstain from schmex with.
So this is another one. Let me go ahead and enlarge it. Another one that no one is going to miss. I don't think anyone cares that you're not smashing. Unless you're like already married. I hope she's not married already.
Men. And funny enough.
Actually, no. She wearing, I think she's wearing a furry, so I don't think that, you know, there's a man. It's like
I actually just broke up with my boyfriend.
The trend took off in the U.S. on TikTok after Trump's win, with many women going so far as shaving and cutting their hair to signify their vow. No one says signify.
Ain't no way in hell I'm leaving my man.
Go ahead, shorty.
I'm not here to judge anybody doing this 4B movement, but telling people to divorce their husbands is crazy.
In South Korea, the 4B movement was an offshoot of a national protest against the spy cam epidemic, where women were often unknowingly filmed during sex. The country's president, Yoon Suk Yeol, said in 2021 that feminist movements were blocking healthy relationships between men and women in the nation. So, for one, if you do any research on that topic, I'm gonna find out that they're a very niche group. They just happen to exist. That's not the culture there whatsoever. They don't represent a large group of people whatsoever. But what all this is always pay attention to people's respect for your choices and respect for the choices and thoughts and opinions of other people. You know what I mean? And how they respond. I remember when I was a substitute teacher, aside from the Pledge of Allegiance, the kids had to also recite. It was kind of like not a prayer, but they had to recite this like speech where they say, you know, I'm not going to judge or make fun of someone for how they look, how they dress, and what they eat, right? Basically teaching the kids to have tolerance and understand that other people are different from you. When someone, now again, it's something different when this person can point out an absolute and obvious detriment or bad thing. It's something totally different. You know, like for example, let's say like, yo, I'm saying, hey, I want to cross the street, but yo, it's mad cars coming. I can't cross the street right now. And you can point out to me, hey, you're going to get hit by a car if you cross the street. So therefore, don't do that. That's wrong. That's stupid. What are you doing? That makes sense, right? But this, and again, got to realize, it's all a game. These are all ploys. These are supposed to be punishments. It's not a thing too. Watch out for people who think that it's okay to try to punish you for not doing what they want. That's no one's right. You have a problem with someone, have a conversation and work it out. Anywho, man, it's late. It's 12:30 at night. I gotta go, man. What's wrong, man? What's wrong with my bad? We out. Love y'all. Like, share, subscribe, man.